Welcome everyone to the second video in my YouTube series. I am so excited to continue our learning journey today in Scratch. If you haven't watched the first video, I highly recommend you do. Well, without further ado, let's dive in. In the last video, we learned about the basics of programming and what's in stock for you. Today, we will start using Scratch and slowly apply the concepts we learned. We'll mainly focus on getting Scratch up and running so you still have more time before the real coding comes into play. Alright then, so first things first, head on to your favorite browser. This could be Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or anything. For this series, I'll be using Chrome, but again, you may choose whatever you prefer. Once you're there, go onto the search bar and type scratch.mit.edu. Then hit enter. You should see a screen similar to mine. Note that Scratch might look a little or a lot different from mine based on the year you're watching this video, but I assume that the layout should be the same. I highly suggest you create an account by clicking on the Join Scratch button and following the steps. If you already have an account, you can click the Sign In button, else you can head on and click the Create button on the top left. You can close out the tutorial pop-out, we won't be needing that. If you follow the steps correctly, you should now be in the Scratch Studio. You will get familiar with this since this is where all the magic will happen. Let's go on a tour around the Scratch interface. The blank space you see is where all the code will go. To the left are all the code elements. As you can see, the code elements are just blocks. These will fit together. On the very left is the column consisting of all the types of code. You can click on each of them and see the different color blocks. Close to the top are three tabs. We are on the Code tab. Let's click on the Costumes tab. You can now see there is an interface for drawing. We will get to this in the next video. And finally, we can click on the Sounds tab. As you may have guessed, this is an interface for making sounds. Once again, we will cover this in the upcoming videos. Let's move on to the top bar. Click back to the Code tab. On the top bar, we see a couple of options. The first one is Settings. In it, we can choose the language we want. This provides a very vast choice, making it accessible around the world. We also see we can change the color contrast. This may be favorable to you, so I insist in you trying it out. Next, there is the File button. This allows you to quickly create a new Scratch project. Save the project, make a copy, and load and save a project to and from your computer. Next, there's the Edit button. The first button may be disabled since you wouldn't have changed anything. This is basically an undo button, but only if you delete those objects on the bottom. Do you see the orange cat? Yes, if you delete that, you can just hit restore. There's also an option called turn on turbo mode. This basically allows your project to run faster. Yeah, it's like a superpower. To the right of the edit button is the tutorials button. If you ever need a quick start on Scratch or forget where anything is, you can access it here. For this YouTube series, we won't be using this since we'll be covering everything ourselves. Finally, on the very right, you might see two things, depending on if you're signed in or not. If you are, you will see your name and a drop down. And if not, you will see the Join Scratch and the Sign In buttons, like how I have. Before we move on, I want to stress the fact that you should get to know where everything is before learning to actually use Scratch. And this can help a lot when quickly making Scratch projects rather than spending time searching. Anyways, let's keep chugging. On the right side, we see a white screen with an orange cat in the middle. This is the same orange cat we saw on the bottom, remember? We'll talk about this in the next video, but for now, just understand that the white screen is where the final project will be. You can see there are a lot of different numbers below the screen. There is no use explaining it now, so we can put this to the side for now. On the right of the screen, you will see three buttons. The first two change the layout of the screen. Try it out. The final button just makes your screen in full screen, as you can see here. Well, that's basically it for the Scratch interface. You might have noticed we skipped a few things, and this is because I can't explain them without you having prior knowledge. I know we are holding a lot of things back right now, but don't worry. In a few videos, you will know what everything does in Scratch Studio. Well, let's not stay here too long. Click on the Scratch logo to go home. If you scroll down here, you can find a lot of featured projects, studios, and so much more. Feel free to explore all of these. Let's move on to another important part of Scratch, the Explore tab. Once you click on it in the navigation bar, you will see a lot of games load up. Scroll down and you can see even more. All of these are projects currently trending or popular. As you can see here, you can sort the projects based on different genres. The next tab we will look at is the Ideas tab. It's in the name, but this is where you can get ideas for simple projects. Finally, there's the About tab. You can learn almost everything about Scratch here. I encourage you to explore this page on your own. As you may have seen, there's a search bar where you can search through all the Scratch projects that ever existed. Well, unless they were deleted. One last thing before we end off for today. I want to quickly tour the Account Project Manager of Scratch. For this, and the rest of the YouTube series, I'll be using this account you see here. To follow along, you also need to log in an account or create one. Let's click on our profile dropdown and select the button Profile. This here is the page that everyone on Scratch will see when they visit your account. Clicking on the dropdown again, we can select the My Stuff button. You probably don't have any projects yet, but this is where you can view them. Finally, clicking the dropdown one more time, we can access the account settings or hit Sign Out. Well, that's it for this Scratch tour and today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about what platform we'll be using and are excited as I am to start coding. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so you never miss the next video. And as always, make sure to keep on scratching.